You're in line at the grocery store when, oh, someone sneezes on you. The cold virus is sucked inside your lungs and lands on a cell on your airway lining. Every living thing on Earth is made of cells, from the smallest one-celled bacteria to the giant blue whale to you. Each cell in your body is surrounded by a cell membrane, a thick flexible layer made of fats and proteins that surrounds and protects the inner components. It's semi-permeable, meaning that it lets some things pass in and out but blocks others. The cell membrane is covered with tiny projections called microvilli. These microvilli have various functions, like helping cells adhere to their neighbors or binding to nutrients the cell will need. Animal and plant cells both have cell membranes, but only plant cells have an additional protective layer called the cell wall. The cell wall is made of rigid cellulose, which gives plants structure. The virus cell that was sneezed into your lungs is sneaky. Pretending to be a friend, it attaches to a projection on the cell membrane, and the cell unknowingly brings it through the cell membrane and inside. When the virus gets through, the cell recognizes its mistake. An enemy is inside. Special enzymes arrive at the scene and chop the virus into pieces. They then send one of the viral pieces back through the cell membrane, where the cell displays it as a warning signal to neighboring cells about the invader. A nearby cell sees the warning and immediately goes into action. It needs to produce antibodies, proteins that will attack and kill the invading virus. This process starts in the nucleus, the control center of the cell. Inside the nucleus, our DNA, the blueprint that tells our cells how to make everything our bodies need to function, resides. A specific section of our DNA contains instructions that tell our cells how to make antibodies. Enzymes in the nucleus find the right section of DNA and create a copy of these instructions called messenger RNA, mRNA. The mRNA carries the instructions from the nucleus to the ribosomes. Ribosomes, which can number up to 10 million in a human cell, are located on a ribbon-like structure called the endoplasmic reticulum. The ribosome reads the instructions from the mRNA and links amino acids together one by one, creating an antibody protein that will go fight the virus. But before the antibody can fight the virus, it needs to leave the cell. It heads to the Golgi apparatus, a cellular organelle responsible for packaging and shipping proteins. Here, the antibody is packed up for delivery outside the cell. Enclosed in a bubble made of the same material as the cell membrane, the Golgi apparatus also provides the antibody with directions, guiding it to the edge of the cell. When the antibody reaches the cell membrane, the bubble surrounding it fuses to the membrane. The cell ejects the antibody, and it sets out on its mission to track down and neutralize the virus. Meanwhile, the remaining bubble will be broken down by the cell's lysosomes, and its components will be recycled. Where did the cell get the energy to perform all these vital tasks? That's the role of the mitochondria, often referred to as the powerhouse of the cell. The mitochondria take in oxygen, which is why we breathe, and combine it with electrons from the food we eat to produce water molecules and generate ATP, a high-energy molecule that powers various cellular processes. In plant cells, energy production takes a different approach. They have chloroplasts, specialized organelles that use light energy from the sun, along with carbon dioxide and water, to create oxygen and sugar through a process called photosynthesis. All the different parts of a cell, from the cell membrane to the nucleus, ribosomes, Golgi apparatus, mitochondria, and more, work together to keep things running smoothly. It's a complex system with an estimated 37 trillion cells working in harmony. So the next time you find yourself in a line at the grocery store, remember the incredible world of cells within you, tirelessly working to protect and sustain your body.
Chalabana kiramana robor shala makala manenia na mo sholo mo kola makashana.